And then you can find a comfortable seat here. If you want to lift your seat up a little bit, you can use a blanket. And you can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And just start to notice your breath. And take in everything that is around you. So maybe different sounds. Notice the energy of your space. And then feel the ground beneath your feet. Just take a moment here and feel that connection to the earth beneath you and allow yourself to be supported. And knowing that you have this support, can you surrender? So maybe surrender any fear or sense of control that you may have. Anything that's weighing on you here. Know that you're not alone and that you have this support beneath you. And then if you find that it's hard to release something, maybe you're carrying a burden that you're just not ready to let go of, know that that's okay. Maybe something that you need to hang on to and that you need to feel and experience. And at the same time, you still have the support beneath you to experience it with you. And then begin to lengthen your breath. So with your inhale, find some space through the sides of your rib cage and the back of your body. As you exhale, allow yourself to ground, connect to the earth. Notice how your body feels as your breath moves. And then whatever's here in your body, whatever is here in your mind, acknowledge that and let it be present. Acknowledge whatever is in the space around you and know that this is all part of this present moment. You can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart center. And we'll open with a single Om. So let's take a full breath together first. We'll take an inhale and exhale. We'll inhale to Om. Release and open your eyes. All right. Get my other screen pulled up. So we're going to start out today on our backs. So we'll start a little bit slow and easy and then get moving. So you can come to your back. And then we'll just start to stretch your arms overhead. So a nice, excuse me, long full body stretch. I'm not a morning person. It's actually nice to be up this early, but I stay up late after my kids go to bed. You can hug your knees into your belly and rock a little bit side to side a few times. And then if you forgot a block, we're going to grab a block and have it nearby. So let's start. I'm just going to stretch your arms overhead. And then we're going to take my water on the way. You're going to take your right hand and slide it down toward your right ankle, left arm overhead still. And then you can slide your left foot over next to your right foot. And you may cross one leg over the other. You may keep your ankles right next to each other. And it could be either leg that you cross. So you can play around with that. And you might keep your right hand down here, or it may feel nice to grab your left wrist. So you're getting a little bit of a squeeze in the right side of your body now, opening up to the left. You can use a blanket or a pillow underneath your top arm if you want some extra support. Just use your breath to find that space in the left side. And then you can come back through center. I guess I've got my alarm set to go off right now. You'll come back through center and then just notice how each side of your body feels. And then we'll switch that. So you'll take your arms overhead. You're going to take your left arm down. So you're just going to reach your fingertips toward your toes. You'll scoot your left leg over to the left side of your mat and then right leg to meet it. So you might keep your legs just like this. So just side by side. You might cross one leg over the other. And it doesn't matter which way you do it. You can play around. This side may feel or look a little different than the other side. Feel that squeeze through the left side of your body, the opening through the right side. All right, one more breath here. And then you'll slowly come back through center. And then just pause for a breath or two. Notice how each side feels. And then we're going to bend your knees. Soles of the feet come to your mat. If you've got a block, you're going to use your block here. If you don't, you can do this either without a block, or if you want to have that that squeezing, kind of stabilizing work. With the block, you can take your hands, you'll make two fists, and you'll lift your feet on this. So you'll just squeeze your knees on either side of your fist. If you've got a block, you can keep your feet down. And then wherever you are, whether your feet are lifted or down, you're just going to start to squeeze, and then you'll rock your pelvis a few times. I don't know if you can see my low back, but I'm curving as I tilt tailbone down, and then I flatten as I lift a little bit. So there's no actual lift, it's just your tailbone kind of rocking up and down. It's a little bit of lift at the tailbone, but your low back, your sacrum stays grounded, your hips stay grounded. All right, and then we're going to pause that, and then just take a moment to notice how it feels, to not be squeezing, to not find that movement. And then you're going to slide your feet forward. We want to have about a 90-degree bend at your knees here. So feet lined up under the hips is where we started, or lined up under the knees is where we started. So it's about twice that distance. So we'll just pause here for a few breaths. This is a release for the hip flexors. One more inhale here. Exhale, extend your legs forward. We're going to inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. As you exhale, hug your knees into your belly. Then we're going to start to roll up and down your spine. So you can either roll forward and back like I'm doing, or you can roll side to side if that feels better. All right, we'll come up one more time, and then we're going to pause. You may pause here with your feet lifted. You may have your toes tapping the ground. You get to decide. You can take your arms forward if you'd like. Just pause here for a few breaths. I want you to find some length in your spine. Heart shines forward. You're going to take an inhale here. If you've got your feet lifted, we're going to tap your right toes down. Exhale, tap your left toes down. Exhale, tap your right toes down. So we'll just alternate. So each exhale, you're tapping down. Each inhale, you're coming back through center. Or you may just stay here with your feet on the ground. So there are different levels. You can bring it to the level that you need this morning. One more time on the left side, you're tapping. We'll inhale back up. Maybe straighten your legs. Reach up with your arms. And then as you exhale, you'll bend your knees. Let's make your way back up. Or up to hands and knees. We're going to move through some cat-cow here. So make your hands wide. We're going to take pinkies to the edges of your mat. So just find some broadness between the shoulders here. I want you to ground through the edges of your palms, through your fingertips, the pads of your fingers here. And we'll inhale, pull your heart forward, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, press the ground away, drop, crown of head, drop, tailbone. Inhale, heart forward, and exhale. All right, after your next inhale, we're going to tuck your toes under. On your exhale, you'll press hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And then just take some time here to find some movement. So you can walk out the pads of your feet. You can march a little bit. You can shake your head yes and no. Just finding movement that feels good in your body right now. And then you can find some stillness here. Bend your knees a little bit, lift your toes. Elbow points up and back, so you've got some space through the sides of your body. through the sides of the rib cage, underneath your arms. We're going to take an inhale here as you exhale. Drop your knees down. Exhale, hips back. Come into child's pose for a few breaths here. You're going to walk your hands over toward the right side of your mat. Find that stretch through the left side of your body. You'll come back through center. Just pause before you switch sides for a breath. And then we'll walk your hands over to the left. All right, let's come back through center. Hook your toes under. We're going to exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. You're going to inhale your gaze forward between your hands. As you exhale, walk your feet forward. Find a standing forward fold. And then just pause for a few breaths. Crown of your head draws down. You can let your fingertips graze the ground. Bending your knees as much as you need. And same thing here as we did in down dog. If you want to find a little movement, just kind of walking it out. Bending one knee, straightening. Notice how each hip feels. And then we're going to pause. You're going to press your fingertips into the ground. So if hands don't touch the ground, you can bend your knees as much as you may need to get here. If your palms are flat, go ahead and lift your palms up. We'll take an inhale as you root down. On your exhale, slowly rise up. My belly draws in as you lift. And then you'll inhale, arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands to your heart center. And then just pause. Let your hands rest at your heart. Thumbs are pressing into your sternum. Let your knees stay soft. Feel your connection to the earth through the soles of your feet. I'll turn to face the camera for this. So we'll do a little bit of balancing here. We're going to inhale, sweep your arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, you're just going to pause, shoulders soften here. So we're going to inhale, heels up. I don't know if you can tell I'm on my tiptoes here. I'm going to pause here. And then just notice, maybe you feel a little wobbly, maybe you feel a lot wobbly, maybe it feels steady. There's no right or wrong. We're going to take an inhale here, reach up through your fingertips. So just reaching toward the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to lower your heels halfway down. They're still lifted just halfway. Hands are coming halfway down. I'm going to inhale your right arm up. Pause on your exhale. One more inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to start to lean over to your left. And you can keep your left palm facing down, or maybe you flip it up. You're kind of reaching like you're holding a giant ball here. Inhale both hands back up through center. Palms come to touch. As you exhale, lower your heels, hands come to your heart. And then you'll pause. If your feet are feeling crampy or calves, you can march it out a little bit. All right, release your hands. We're going to inhale just the arms up, so heels are still down. Exhale as you pause. You'll inhale, lift your heels. And then we'll pause here. Take an inhale here, reach up through your fingertips as you exhale, halfway down. So halfway down with your heels, so that means your heels are halfway lifted. Arms are at a T. We're going to inhale just your left arm up. And then you're going to start to lean over to your right. So right arm, your palm can face down or you can face it up. We're going to inhale both hands up. Palms come to touch. Exhale, lower your heels, lower hands to your heart center. And then just pause. Notice how it feels after working on balance. So maybe your balance was on, maybe it was off. There's no right or wrong. It's just one of these test that we can do with our body to see where's our balance, where's our focus. It can also help bring you into focus if you're feeling scattered. It's a nice way to start your day. And then you can release your hands, maybe march it out. I'm going to turn to face the front of my mat. My knees have been creaky lately. So let's inhale, arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, forward fold. Soft knees as you fold. And then we'll inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant your hands. Let's step back into downward facing dog. I'm going to keep my hands wide for this practice. It just feels nice on my shoulders. So if you want to play around with that, taking pinkies to the edges of your mat. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Big sigh through your mouth with your exhale. We're going to inhale. Let's shift forward. We're going to come to a plank. And you can do knees up or down here in plank. If your knees are down, keep your toes tucked under. We're going to take an inhale as you root down. As you exhale, tiny little push-up. I want you to keep your belly hugged in. So navel drawing in, edges of your belly hugged in as you lower. My shoulders are above my elbows here. And then we'll inhale, press back up. Exhale. Keep your neck long. So I want you to press up through the base of your skull. Inhale. Something that yogis often do, I'm guilty of it, is drop your head here. I want you to keep it long, so lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale. Last tense time, you're going to come all the way down, keeping your core engaged. So we're going to inhale. Let's lift up into cobra. So hands are next to the top of your rib cage. You're going to pull back. There's hardly any weight in your hands here. And then keep that same action, hugging your belly in. So when we do this type of core work, a lot of times we press the belly out. But you can hug in the edges of your belly, draw out the navel in toward your spine. We're going to lift your hands a little bit. Take an inhale. Here, as you exhale, you're going to lower, but keep your hands lifted. And then inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. As we do this movement, can you keep your belly hugging in? That's really working the back muscles to lift your body. Exhale. Your hands this time, tuck your toes under. We'll press hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You want to find a little movement here in down dog, you can. All right. So from down dog here, you're going to walk your toes toward each other. So big toes come to touch. And then you're going to find a slight bend in your elbows and your knees. A very soft bend here. Take an inhale as you root down. As you exhale, we'll take your left leg up and back. If you're looking at me, you'll see that my right knee is still bent. So that helps lift the left leg a little higher. Hips are square, pointing down toward the ground. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to draw your left knee toward your nose. Let your shin hover. And then we'll inhale up and back. Exhale. You're going to bring your knee toward your nose. This time you'll step it through. It may take a few steps to get there. We're going to plant it in between your hands and find a little lunge. We'll leave your right hand grounded. Inhale, left arm up toward the ceiling. And twist here. And then exhale your hand back down to the ground. So let's press fingertips into the ground again, just like we did in that standing forward fold. Your back heel is lifted here. We'll take an inhale as you root down. On your exhale, slowly rise. Low belly hugs in, so you're getting that core engagement as you lift. And then we'll inhale, arms up at the top. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, palms up to touch. Let's interlace your fingers here. You'll bring hands to the base of your skull. Just press your head back into your hands. Use your hands to lengthen. The back of your neck is long. Back heel is lifted, but you're really drawing down. Find a nice bend in your front knee. And we'll inhale. Release your hands. Fingertips reach for the ceiling. Exhale. Hands all the way back down to your mat. You're going to inhale that leg up and back. And then you'll exhale as you stack your hips. The left leg is up. Hips are stacked. You'll inhale up and back. Exhale. Downward facing dog. You can inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. All right. Let's walk feet toward each other again. Soft elbows, soft knees. We'll inhale as you root down. As you exhale, take your right leg up and back. Your left knee is soft, hips are square. We'll inhale, extend out through the sole of your foot as you exhale, knee toward your nose. Let your shin hover. We'll inhale up and back. Exhale, step your leg forward. We're going to step it all the way in between your hands, whatever it takes to get there. And then you'll leave your left hand grounded. Inhale, right arm up toward the ceiling. So finding that twist. Exhale, hand back down to the ground. And press fingertips into the ground here. So feel your core start to turn on here. Take an inhale as you ground. On your exhale, slowly lift. And then we'll inhale, arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, palms up to touch. You'll interlace your fingers and then bring hands to the base of your skull. You're pressing your head back into your hands. Notice how this side feels compared to the other side. For me, it feels pretty different. So it's not uncommon to have imbalances in each side of your body. It's not uncommon for it to feel different on one side than the other. Inhale, release. Reach your fingertips up toward the ceiling as you exhale, both hands back down to your mat. And we're going to inhale, right leg up and back. As you exhale, you can stack your hips. We'll inhale up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale through your nose, big exhale through your mouth. Next inhale, you'll turn your gaze forward between your hands. As you exhale, you can step or you can hop forward. Find a standing forward fold. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Fingertips press into the ground. Take an inhale here as you root down. On your exhale, rise up. And the belly draws in as you lift. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to your heart center. And then just pause for a few breaths. Come back to your breath. As your heartbeat. Feel your connection to the earth beneath the soles of your feet. And you can release your hands. All right, we're going to inhale, arms up again. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees as you pull. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. So long, flat spine. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Make your hands wide if that feels okay for you. So pinkies at the edges of your mat. Shake your head yes and no. You're going to inhale. Shift your weight forward. You can do knees up or down here. Take an inhale as you root down. As you exhale, little push up. Keep your elbows pointed back. Shoulders higher than your elbows. Inhale back up. Exhale. Tiny little push up. Keep your neck long so you're pressing up to the base of your skull. Crown of your head is drawing forward. One more time here. We're going to pause here. This is the hard part. We usually speed through this transition here. Take one more inhale as you exhale, lower all the way down. Do that same work. You're going to keep your hands right at the top of your ribcage. Elbows point back. Inhale as you lift up. Belly hugs in. Exhale as you lower. You're going to lift your hands this time. Inhale, lift. As you're lifting, you're hugging your belly in. Your pointed toes are also touching the ground. Your legs are active. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you lift. Your hands are lifted. Legs are active. Belly hugs in. And then you're also pressing up through the base of your skull. So I don't want you crunching your neck. I don't want your neck down. I want your neck to be long. I want your breath to be long here. One more breath. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, lower all the way back down to your mat. Tuck your toes under. Press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. All right. So from down dog, we'll walk feet toward each other again. Soft elbows, soft knees. Take an inhale as you root down. As you exhale, left leg up and back. You're going to take an inhale here. Extend out through the sole of your foot. As you exhale, knee toward your nose. Navel draws in toward your spine. You'll inhale up and back. Exhale, knee toward your nose. Chin stays hovering. Inhale up and back. As you exhale this time, knee toward your nose, we'll pause. And then you'll plant your foot in between your hands. We're going to leave your right hand grounded. Inhale, left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale your hand back down to your mat. Press into your fingertips here. Take an inhale as you root down. On your exhale, slowly lift up. Feel that core engagement as you lift. You'll inhale, arms up at the top. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, palms up to touch. As you exhale, let's open up into warrior two. So you want to have that back foot parallel with the edge of your mat, or you can have your toes turned in slightly. Left toes point forward. Just going to pause here. Keep your gaze over your left middle finger. You're going to take an inhale here. You're going to straighten your front leg. Reach your arms up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your knee. Circle your arms forward. And then we'll inhale, arms up. So you have a choice on what to do with your gaze here. You can keep your eyes closed. You can keep your eyes forward, or as I'm doing, you can trace the movement of your hands with your eyes. So for me, this is like a focal point to follow my hands, but whatever it is that feels natural. So you've got like little arms going on here, and you're moving in and out of this warrior two stance. I'm going to inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, come back into warrior two. And take an inhale, drop your left hand, reach up and back with your right hand. And we'll inhale, arms open wide. As you exhale, straighten your front leg again. We're going to reach forward with your left fingertips. Find triangle pose, Trikonasana. So you can use a block or a book here if you want for height. And kind of big, thick dictionary maybe. Keep your top elbow or top shoulder relaxed here. But at the same time, imagine that you're trying to press forward with your hands so you've got some isometric work, really engaging the whole right side of your body. And gaze can be down even. It doesn't have to be up. I often have it neutral facing forward. So it can be down, forward, or up. I'm going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to circle your hand down. So both hands to the inside of your left leg. And then we'll turn to face the side of your mat. So wide-legged forward fold. You're going to inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, walk your hands forward. Find a wide-legged downward facing dog. Knees can be soft here. Just pause and feel your connection to the earth and notice how this variation feels a little different than the other variation. So the other variation being feet like hips distance. In a standard down dog, it's a little less weight in your hands. You can always take your feet wider if it bothers your wrists to do a regular down dog. We're going to walk hands back underneath your shoulders, and then we'll start to bend into either leg. So just kind of lunging to either side. You can trace your fingers if you'd like. And then the next time you come over to your right, we're going to come into a half squat. So it may look like this. You may stay high. You may come closer to the mat. You may come all the way down. Your heel may or may not lift. Left toes can flip up if you're all the way down here. And then hands can stay on the ground, and they can come to your heart. Wherever you are, we're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, you can release your right hand either to your leg or the ground. Plant the left foot. We'll inhale, left arm up and over, and then you'll exhale to walk your hands around. Find that low lunge again. I'll inhale, left leg up and back. As you exhale, you can flip it over. You can just pause here, the hips stacked, or you can flip it all the way over. And then we'll inhale your leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can inhale through your nose, big exhale through your mouth. Let's inhale, knees down to your mat. Exhale, hips back to your heels. Pause for a breath or two. Or you can stay in down dog. It's a lot of work to actually teach the class and Do it at the same time talking, instead of keeping that long, steady breath. All right. Let's come back up to hands and knees. You'll tuck your toes under. You can soften your knees a little. Gaze forward. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you can either step or hop forward, standing forward fold. We're going to inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Fingertips press into the ground here. Take an inhale as you root down. On your exhale, rise up. The belly draws in. And then we'll inhale, arms up to the top. Exhale, hands to your heart center. And then just pause for a few breaths. You're going to bring hands to your heart, so palms flat against your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Notice your breath. Just notice how it feels after having moved and done some core work. Notice how each side of your body feels. And you can release your hands. So I'm going to turn to face the other way. You can stay facing whichever direction you're facing. But turning to, so I'll face the camera the whole time. So we're going to inhale, arms up for the ceiling. And as you exhale, soft knees as you fold. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale through your nose, big exhale through your mouth. We're going to inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Pinkies at the edges of your mat. Your knees can be up or down. Again, neck is long, so you're pressing up through the base of your skull. We're going to take an inhale here as you exhale, tiny little push-up. Elbows point back, shoulders are above your elbows. We'll inhale back up. Exhale, belly hugs in here. Inhale back up. As you exhale this time, we'll lower all the way down. You can drop knees down first if you want. And then we're going to lift your hands here. So it's almost like you're pulling back with your hands, squeezing your elbows back. Inhale, lift. Core is engaged, so belly's hugged in. Pinky toes touch the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Press up through the base of your skull. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. We're going to pause here. Keep that belly engaged. The belly's drawing in, the edges of the belly squeeze in. Take your hands back. We're going to lift your feet up now. And even with this lift, see if you can keep your belly drawing in. So navel's drawing in, edges of the belly squeeze in. One more inhale here. As you exhale, release your hands to the top of your rib cage, tuck toes under, and then you'll press up and back. Downward facing dog. Shake your head yes and no. Walk your feet toward each other. So big toes come to touch. Soft elbows, soft knees. You'll inhale as you root down. As you exhale, take your right leg up and back. You'll inhale here, extend up through the sole of your foot. As you exhale, knee toward your nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee toward your nose. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee toward your nose. We'll pause here. And then you'll plant your foot in between your hands. You'll leave your left hand grounded. Inhale, right arm up through the ceiling. Exhale, your hand back down to your mat. Fingertips press into the ground. Your back heel is lifted. Take an inhale here. Fingertips root down. On your exhale, low belly hugs in as you lift. So inhale, reach fingertips up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, palms up to touch. As you exhale, low. Back heel drops down. We'll open into warrior two. So the outer edge of your foot is parallel with the edge of the mat, or toes can turn in a little bit. Gaze over your front middle finger. Just feel the ground here in warrior two. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. Reach up with your fingertips. As you exhale, you'll start to circle forward. So again, gaze can just stay forward like this. You can close your eyes. You can use your eyes for your gaze to follow your hands if you'd like. So exhaling as you bend. Inhale as you straighten and sweep your arms up. Next time we come up, we're going to inhale, we'll pause here. Exhale back into warrior two. We'll inhale, left hand down, right fingertips reach up and back. Inhale, arms open wide. As you exhale, straighten your front leg. Reach forward with your right hands. We'll find Trikonasana, triangle pose here. So you can use a block if you have a block or a book. I started with my gaze up. I often have my gaze neutral, so facing forward or even down is probably more neutral. So finding what feels right for your body here. And then also keep that left shoulder relaxed and imagine you're pressing your left hand forward. So getting some isometric work almost with an invisible wall in front of you. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to bring both hands down inside your right leg, and then we'll walk around. So again, find that wide leg forward fold. We'll start to walk your hands forward, wide legged down like facing dog. So let's do this from this wide-legged down dog. I'm just going to inhale, lift your heels up, and then exhale, lower. So just shifting the little weight that you have here. Inhale as you lift. It can help you shift perspective. So maybe you weren't expecting to explore this in this shape. And it's just making space for things that you might not expect or anticipate. All right, you're gonna lower your heels and walk your hands back under your shoulders. And then again, we'll start to shift a little bit side to side. You can trace your fingers along the ground if you'd like, or not. And the next time you come over to the left, you're gonna pause. So it may look like this. You may stay high. You may come closer to the ground. This side is different for me. I can drop my heel on the other side, but not this side. If you come all the way down, you can flip your right toes up. Hands may stay on the ground, and then come to your heart. And just find your breath. One more inhale here. As you exhale, you can release your left hand either to your leg or the ground. We're going to inhale up and over. And then as you exhale, we'll walk your hands all the way around. Inhale, right leg up and back. As you exhale, you can stack this hip so you can flip it all the way over. And we'll inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. You'll inhale, knees down to your mat. Exhale, hips back to your heels. And then just shift a little bit as you move back. We're going to bend your elbows. Palms come to touch overhead. Getting a little bit of opening here through your shoulders. All right, let's release that. We'll come up to hands and knees now. If you've got a block, you can do this with or without a block. If you've got a block, you're just going to squeeze the block between your knees. If you don't, it's okay. We'll just move through some cat-cow. So you'll take your hands wide again, pinkies to the edges of your mat. Squeezing if you've got it. If not, just keep your legs hips distance. We'll inhale, heart forward. Exhale, press, ground away, drop crown of head, drop tailbone. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we'll find a neutral spine here. You can get rid of your block if you've got it. We're going to inhale, take your right leg up and back. As you exhale, squeeze it in. You're just going to draw knee up to your belly. Inhale, back. Now as you exhale, we're going to slide it forward and come into pigeon. So with pigeon, You want to have your right knee at the very least just outside your hip. It can be wider if that works for you. Your foot doesn't have to be forward, but if it feels okay to bring it further forward, that's great. It doesn't work for my knee to do that myself. So this is option one. If that doesn't work for your hip or your knee, you can come onto your back. And then we'll take right leg over left. You can reach through and grab either the back of the leg or your shin, or even keep your leg on the ground. For some people, that's a good stretch. So finding whatever variation works for you, and then noticing if you're really sinking into your right hip, you can slide a blanket or a block underneath to lift it. Take an inhale here, and then you'll start to fold. And then use your breath to soften. So each exhale, just releasing a little bit of tension, whether that's in your hip, your jaw, the space between your brow. All right, take a big breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And slowly start to release that. If you're on your back, you can roll over your right hip. Sorry, if you're on your belly, you can roll over your right hip. And then make your way onto your back. If you're on your back, just release your legs. And then pause for a few breaths. Feel that sweetness that comes with coming out of that stretch. All right, hug your knees into your belly. It's not taking no rocking. We did at the beginning of the class. You can also roll side to side if that works better. And then you'll make your way back up to your hands and knees. So from here, we're going to inhale left leg up and back. As you exhale, you're just going to hug your knee into your belly. Inhale back. Hug your knee into your belly. You'll inhale back. And then as we exhale, you'll either make your way into pigeon, belly down, prone, or you can come supine on your back. So again, left knee is at the very least just outside your left hip. It can be wider. Your foot can stay close, or you can bring it further forward. If you're on your back, you'll cross left leg over right, and then you can start to fold. Notice your left hip. You're kind of sinking into that hip. You can slide some support underneath it, a blanket or a block, depending on how much height you need here. And then use your exhale to soften. One more inhale here. As you exhale, big sigh. You can start to make your way out of this. Pull it onto your back. And then feel that sense of relief that comes with coming out of that stretch. Have your knees into your belly, rock a little bit side to side. Let's drop your knees down to the left. Just for a quick twist here. Gaze to the right. And you'll come back through center. And drop your knees down to the right. Gaze can come to the left. And come back through center. Hug your knees in. One more time. We're going to take fingertips to your kneecaps. So fingertips point down toward your toes, palms to the kneecaps. We're going to inhale as you extend your legs forward, arms straighten. And exhale as you bend your knees. Hug your knees into your belly. Inhale. And exhale. All right, then you're going to release. Let's bring soles of your feet together. Open your knees wide. You're going to start to press your feet together, so actively squeeze here. And then on your next inhale, you're going to bring your knees up 1/3 of the way toward each other. So we'll inhale up and exhale. Now inhale up 1/3 of the way. Exhale. Feet are still pressing together. We're going to inhale all the way up, so the feet come to the ground. Pause on your exhale at top. Inhale, open your knees wide. On your exhale, soles of your feet press together. Inhale up 1/3 of the way. Exhale, pause. Inhale up 1/3 of the way. Pause on your exhale. Inhale all the way together, soles of feet come to the ground. You'll pause at the top on your exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale as you open wide. Exhale, soles of your feet press together. Inhale, knees up. Pause on your exhale. Inhale, knees up. Pause. Inhale all the way together. Pause at the top. And then as you're ready, make your way into Shavasana. So legs can be extended here. You can roll up a blanket and bring it under your knees. If you've got a couch or a chair nearby, I would suggest just kicking your legs up like you've got like a little leg rest. If you choose that option, just bring the backs of your knees to the edge of your couch. That's a nice release for your back. And then just allow yourself to release any control you have over your body, any control that you have over your breath. Allow yourself to be supported. Your awareness back to your breath, back to the feeling of the ground beneath your body. You can begin to find a little movement. As you're ready, you can hug your knees into your belly and make your way to either side. And then slowly make your way back up to seated. And just take a moment. Feel the ground beneath you. And say these words to yourself in your mind. I am enough. I have enough. And know that when you are enough and you have enough, that you're enough to share that abundance out into the world. In whatever way that may be, it may just be an energetic shift, it may be actions that you can take. But we all have enough to share. Knowing that I may have more than some people. On the surface, you may have more than some people. But we can share whatever that is. And then at the same time, acknowledging whatever's present, whatever burdens you carry or emotions you carry, and make space for that. Know that it's valid. Know that you are sacred in your experience and your body is sacred. You can bring your hands to your heart center, bow your head down to your heart. And I honor all of your lightness and all of your darkness. And I'm grateful to share this space and this time with you. I'm grateful to share your energy. Namaste.